Hey guys, in the latest video I'm working on, I find a device that can duplicate anything you attach it to. In this video, I'll show you how I created this following effect. As always, you start with the planning. What do you want to achieve in the shot? Which angles will you film from? And what can you do during filming that will make your life easier when it comes to editing and do the effects? One such choice was drinking Guinness, as you can't see through the glass when it's full, which makes it easier to copy and paste later on without worrying about what's behind the glass. Making sure you're drinking the right beer for your YouTube channel is a hard job. So next year you get the footage. In this instance, I was lucky enough to be allowed to film in my local pub. I mean, who else gets to go to a pub for their job? Well, actually I guess the bar staff do, I suppose. Now, while I might seem pretty outgoing when I'm on camera, I'm really not. Filming in a pub in a bar slowly filling up with people, with a camera and everyone's attention on me as I talk to myself to film my lines, it was my worst nightmare. I like to keep myself to myself really, which is a small drawback, I'll agree, for someone wanting loads of YouTube subscribers, but hey, if you have a vision, you have to see it through at all costs, right? As for the effect itself, as effects go, it's some pretty basic trickery really, but I think it worked out really well. So the first shot is me sticking the duplicated device onto the pint glass. In real life, I'm not holding anything, it's all added completely digitally. First off, I put the footage into free 3D program Blender and animated the device in my hand until it's placed onto the glass. This was another frame by frame job rather than doing any tracking. I rendered this animation out with a transparent background and place it over the top of my footage in Adobe After Effects. Apply a mask to cut the device off when it's behind the bar. Render a shot in Blender from behind the device and use this in the reflection on the glass. Animate the movement and scale it to make it look right. Apply a few filters to get the brightness and colour right. Next, add a shadow for the device and animate that too, between my fingers. Add a shaped darkened layer over the device so it looks like it's moving into the shadow of the pint glass. I draw a mask around my fingertips to make it look like it's on top of the device. Now for the actual duplication of the pint. I'm really moving the pint away, so we need a copy of it to stay in place as I pull the duplicate. I find a frame in the video where the pint is in full view and take a snapshot of it. I then cut the pint out so it's the only thing on that layer. So in After Effects you have layers. Things go in front of other things go behind other things, and you build them up. That's called compositing. I want the static pint to be in front of the one that I'm pulling out, as it's closer to the camera, so I need my fingers to go in front of the pint. To do this, I cut them out using After Effects rotoscoping tool and place them over the top of the static pint. Next, I use a free plugin from Video Copilot called Saber to make the electricity. You just draw paths with the pen tool where you want the electricity to be, and it animates it for you. I use a mask that follows the duplicated pint so the electricity only shows where the glasses are overlapping. There are a few more things to do to try and sell the whole effect. First off, the sound design, how it sounds. I got there early, so for a while I was the only person there. I found a free pub background noise sound effect and put that onto the video to make it sound like the pub was full of people. Secondly, the radio in the pub was playing, and if you've ever uploaded a YouTube video, you'll know that even if you have a snippet of a copyrighted song in the background, YouTube kicks off because you're using music without consent. So I cut the sound out of the clip and overlaid some free music from YouTube's sound library. I tweaked the equalizer to make it sound a bit tinnier, like it had been recorded through my camera while I was actually there in the pub. For a later scene where I'm talking to the camera, I couldn't remove the music in the background, so I basically redubbed myself talking and I re-recorded the audio 12 times until I synchronized my lips and voice perfectly. So I added a couple more sounds, a small clink as the device touches the glass, the chime that the duplicated device makes as it makes a duplicate, and some electric static noise to accompany the electricity effect. The footage was filmed with the camera on a tripod to make it easier to film on my own, and it's much easier to do the effects on stationary footage so you don't have to compensate for everything moving around. I think tripod shots look a bit boring though, and I had some camera shake over the top to make it look like it was filmed freehand by someone. I think it also adds to the immersion in the scene, as your point of view is rarely completely still. The final touches to the video were a colour grade and some thin bars at the top and bottom to make it look a bit more cinematic. So that's it for that scene. The whole of this next video is nearly done and should be out in the new year. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'll catch you later.